And then Matthew 24:36. But of that day and hour no one knows, not even the angels of heaven, but my Father only. Okay? So it really is like maybe a baby being born. Now, we come to a time where we are, you've heard the old illustration of the frog in the kettle thing, right? Frog in a kettle. Who's not heard that? And it's okay if you haven't. You've not heard that. Okay, that's okay. You guys ever read? No, I'm just kidding. It's totally okay. It's just a thing. The idea of a frog in a kettle is frogs are cold-blooded, so they just adapt the temperature of the surroundings they're in. If it's cold, they don't know it. They're just not as active. And if it's warmer, they're more active, but they still don't know it. They don't feel it. They just acclimate to their surroundings. So if you put a frog in a cold water and you bring the water up and heat it more and more and more, you can actually bring it to a boiling point and the frog will be cooked and die, but it will never know that its environment is hostile because it's just acclimated to the environment. But if you take a frog and have it out in room temperature and throw it in boiling water, it will notice the difference and quickly jump out. So when it is in a situation where the environment is when they're acclimated to the environment, they don't realize the intensity of the environment. And what Jesus is going to write letters to the churches is because he's basically saying you're like a frog in a kettle. You've been acclimated to your environment, therefore you don't see it, so I need to highlight it for you, and I'm going to call attention to it. Respond to my words, and then you'll break free from that. If you don't, you'll be caught up in it, and then it will overtake you, and you'll wonder why. That's the idea. Well, the American church is a frog in a kettle because you can't be out of the kettle. We are in an environment that we're going to get acclimated to. What we need to do is open ourselves to the Lord so he can talk to us about it. Because he knows and sees things. So when he says something, it's not a matter of, well, do I believe him or not? Or do I feel like he's telling me the truth? I just need to heed his word because he's faithful and true. And that's one of the ways he reveals himself in these letters.